Hello, I'm Joshua Kitts, director of the Composed Dream Games RPG Marketplace. And as I said in my last video about Magical Industrial Revolution, we're going to have a look at Kavlov's Sanctuary, a scenario for old school essentials and other OSR games. Now, there are two versions of Kavlov's Sanctuary, and we have just gotten in the Mork Borg version as well. So if you like Mork Borg, that one looks like that. Contents are very similar in many ways, and the look inside is very similar. The class pages are shorter in the Mork Borg version, so this is slightly shorter than the OSE version. I recorded the flip through of the OSE version ahead of time, and these just came in a couple days ago. There was also an expansion, a second book for the Mork Borg version that takes place in the same area, Dwellers of the Bog. So this gives you like 11 more dungeons and a number, like a nomad merchant kind of camp, and a couple bog encounters, additional bog encounters from Kavlov Sanctuary. If you do like Mork Borg, the same publisher and designer, Jean-Luc Lavray-Lacombe, based out of Montreal. The Dungeon Key has also done a few others, including First Do No Harm for Mork Borg and Gravover. As I said, we're going to flip through the old school essentials OSR basic D&D version of Kavlov Sanctuary. This is an OSR sandbox book. We're going to have a closer look at it. The price for this in Canadian dollars is $50. We also sell PDF only, and it is also available on our UK site as well. So I'm going to make sure we get some focus. So we've got a nice dungeon layouts, 13 different sort of small dungeons, small to medium-sized dungeons. The section that's on the page is always highlighted. So the border here is kind of purpley, and the section of the dungeon that is relevant for this is purpley here. So some nice formatting to make it easy to use what's in here. This is specifically written as old school essentials compatible, but it's going to work with pretty much any OSR system, basic D&D, AD&D, OSRIC, clones. I'm sure you could run it with something like Cairn as well. There is a version of Kavlov Sanctuary which uses Mork Borg as well. I think that was actually the original design. It definitely does have a kind of dark vibe to it. So let's have a look at the table contents, because I always like having that. So what have we got here? Well, we've got some new classes like the Flesh Weeder, Blood Baron, Degenerate Cannibal, Mycotic Fiend, Skin Bastard, Disgraced Court Alchemist, Roach God Emissary. So the Roach God has weird roach survival powers, and the Mycotic Fiend is infected or an infection of fungus. That one stood out to me. These are all moderately dark classes at the least. And what's going on here in Kavlov's Sanctuary? The town of Kavlov Sanctuary is named after Kavlov, who imprisoned an evil demon in the hills, and now, of course, there's rumblings of that evil demon getting loose. So we have a map for the town. We have some details for the town. I like how sandboxy this is. We've got some rumors, may or may not be true, calls out when they're false. That's always nice, having some false rumors. We've got an area. Map to explore. All the dungeons are up in the Dread Hills. I'll show a map for that in a second, but we do have various locations. We have to explore wilderness locations to go visit. There's also a bog witch that you can go and purchase some things from. And we've got a number of different random encounters as well as you're just kind of exploring the wilderness. So these are things at the bog witch that you can visit, who are willing to give you. We've got encounters from the wilderness, encounters in the bog, other random encounters, and sort of meaningful locations as well in it. And then we have the Dread Hills. So we've got elevation in the dungeon. Some of these dungeon sections do connect. Some of these 13 dungeons do connect, perhaps with a secret passage or something. Like this one here. Don't look too closely if you think you're going to play. So, lots of good stuff that you could tear out of this and throw anywhere. You can run this straight. There's lots of interesting context to keep you gaming for some time. And lots of stuff you could just pull out. All 13 little dungeons you can pull out and throw at people. 4 or 5 like the town. And I think it's 3 or 4 other locations. And you can drop in that bog witch and what she's selling as well. So you've got a large amount of stuff that you could leverage. If you're all right with some of the darker elements like cannibalism and so on, there is a warning in here somewhere. Yeah, there's some torture and so on, and you know, there's gore and corpses and so on. If you like it kind of dark, and many of us do, I hope you consider picking up Kavlov Sanctuary from Composed Dream Games. So this version, the OSE version, is available in both Canada and the UK right now. There are relatively limited quantities. Of course, we have infinite copies of PDFs, so you can always pick up the PDF version of anything we carry. Right now, these are in stock in Canada. We'll be looking at bringing a few over to the UK when we fly over. We have 3 different conventions that we're going to: Norwich, Gamescom in Norwich, TwinCon in London, followed by Tabletop Scotland in Edinburgh. Our next video will probably be, as always, we sell everything to friendly local game stores, so if you want to pick up from one of these from your friendly local game store, reach out. They can create an account with us or order it in if they already have an account in Canada. Alright, so hope that's piqued your interest in picking up some of these. Everything is, of course, also available in PDF, and everything also, of course, includes a PDF. Anything you purchase from us always includes a PDF. If you pick up one of these titles in the UK or in Canada from a friendly local game store, we will happily make sure that you get a PDF as well, so you're welcome to send us a message about that as well. If you have any thoughts, questions about this video, another video you would like to see, please let us know in the comments. If you've played Kavlov Sanctuary, we'd love to hear it. Next video, we'll probably be taking a look at Die RPG from Rowan, Rook, and Descartes. I have recorded a flip through of that, so that might come up right quick. I'm also probably going to do a video on Home, which has come out recently. This is can be done solo. It's a map drawing mech versus kaiju RPG. So you draw the continents of your world and then transit to another world and hopefully defeat the source of the kaiju there. And I keep meaning to do one about after the war up here somewhere. And Spark. So we'll see. If you have a preference, please comment down below. Links to everything we have talked about
and where you can pick these up from us are, of course, in the description, as always. If you have questions or comments, that is most appreciated. Sharing the videos is also most appreciated. And there's a good, nice long playlist of videos for our RPG unboxing. Thank you, and as always, good gaming.